The United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Sportsworld-USA. Every week, our hosts present a fun and informative dive into the world of sports memorabilia. Join radio legend Mikey Adams and the owner of the largest, most established sports memorabilia store in New England, Phil Castinetti, as they take you through the world of card collecting, collectible autographs, and all things sports memorabilia. You have questions? Phil has answers. You want to find an exclusive item? Phil will find it. You want to buy the items on display during the show? They will sell it to you. Get your bidding fingers ready. Here's Mikey and Phil.
These are my bidding fingers. Look at them. Mr. Castinetti, Mr. Phil Castinetti, Mr. Castinetti, Mr. Phil Castinetti, Mr. Phil Castinetti. How are you, pal?
I see. Good. How about you?
Because it's Father's Day, you brought your son with you again.
Yep.
There's Cory.
How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, this is episode 2 of the award-winning, and after 1 week, we've already won some awards.
Yeah, Emmys, right?
Oh, mommies, goobies, whammies. We've got all the trophies all lined up, and they'll be available at the Sportsworld Collectible Memorabilia Store. No, we're not giving away those awards. We got lots to talk about today. You know, it's Father's Day, so the most important thing is I'm going to let everybody know that I have told thousands and thousands of people this in my life. If you're stuck for a gift for your dad ever, not just on Father's Day, but on his birthday, or just because you like him, the Sportsworld-USA.com is the place to go.
Right.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
See, I just go direct. You know, I just come see you.
Well, we're better off that way because we just can't keep up with, the website and keeping it up to date, and things come and go so fast that it's just impossible. So you are better off coming in or just calling, and if there's something you're looking for, we'll get it.
You can call into the store, and if Phil's not there, then one of his compatriots is there, and they know a lot about the store too. But Phil's the expert on everything. I've said this before. If there's something you're curious about the value of it, give Phil a call because he knows all about this stuff. There's no question about it. He can verify, he can authenticate, he can, give you advice on maybe where to find something if for the rare occasion he doesn't have it. It's a great, great place. I've spent many memorable moments at Sports World in my lifetime, and I've come out of there with some great things. Can I show everybody one of the things I got from your store?
Absolutely.
See, I'm a huge Nolan Ryan fan, and everybody knows it. Nolan Ryan, I mean, it's not just beating up Robin Ventura that thrilled me. It's everything he's ever done. And this is a signed Nolan Ryan record breaker plaque. This is when he broke the 5,000 career strikeouts mark. The 5,000 Ks, there was a long time where no one had 4. Walter Johnson maybe, right? Wasn't Walter Johnson 4,000?
Might have been the only one.
And then along came Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens. They've got 4, but nobody got 5. And he got 5,700 strikeouts. Nobody will
ever get close to that again.
No, because the innings pitched alone will preclude that. And I love Nolan Ryan. He's one of I think he's the greatest right-handed pitcher of all time. People say, well, what about all these other guys? They'll name somebody. Seaver, and I'll say, no, wait a minute, hold on. 7 no-hitters. The next in line was Koufax with 4. He's my favorite lefty, by the way. 7 no-hitters, 5,700 strikeouts in his career. And he had what, was it 17 one-hitters or something like that?
I was going to say, I think he had 12 one-hitters.
12 one-hitters,
yeah.
Right, in addition to his no-hitters. So he was just ridiculous and a tough guy, and he did it naturally, and he played till he was 46 or 7, I think. Yeah. So I love the guy. And one of my favorite collectibles I have, this is from my home, my den, my baseball. I have a den that's strictly baseball, and I got a lot of cool stuff in there, including the bat you gave me from Stan Musial, which is in a very, very high place of high respect. Yep. Now, you brought a bat.
I did.
What the heck is this? Is some lame hitter, some guy who barely made it to the majors?
Well, I just brought it because he was such a good father himself.
Yeah.
Ted Williams.
Yes, he was. He was amazing. Classic.
Yep, he was a classic on and off the field, but this is a beautiful bat, and he inscribed it "The Kid," which, adds a lot of value to it also, but it's a beautiful bat.
Ted Williams, the Kid, and what is an item like that roughly ballpark value?
Roughly $1,500.
Yeah, because you just can't get those anymore.
No, because his kid's gone. If his kid was alive, you'd still get them.
I was going to say you can't get them from either of the guys. That's a great one, and that's authenticated, of course, because otherwise you wouldn't have it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got the hologram on it, and right from his company when he had his company back in the 90s.
Now, would it hurt the value of that bat, Phil, if we went out in the parking lot here and smacked the ball around with it?
Man, we can make it when it's game used.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe we can call it game used, too. That's a good one there. That's a $1,500 item. But, see, the thing about this is that once it gets to the point where a Hall of Famer passes away, they're automatically going to go up.
Yeah. It used to be that way. It's not as much anymore because they sign so much while they're living.
Oh, I see.
Guys that, like a Thurman Munson or Roger Maris, two guys that should be in the Hall of Fame that aren't.
Yeah.
Their autographs and memorabilia are worth so much because they died before, this big memorabilia boom. So, anything signed by those guys starts at a few $100 and skyrockets up from there.
Let me ask you, the one-armed outfielder that used to play, Pete Gray.
Yeah.
Did he sign with his right hand or his left?
He didn't sign with his left.
That's not really right to say that, is it? The guy didn't have his... He wrote a book, though, Farewell to Arms. Did you ever read that? That's a good one. So Cory's going to be opening some cards for us.
I'm going to get started on this. You guys chat away.
Now, we fixed one little glitch we had last week, which is nobody's fault. But Cory, who opens the cards, and the people who are tuning in to see the card opening process on the show, didn't get a good enough look. Yeah. So Ben Kitchen has installed a very special hand cam that shows Cory's hands while he's opening the card, so you can see exactly what's going on, because that's the excitement of it, to get pulling out a card that's awesome, and the people want to see that moment.
Exactly.
When it comes to and by the way, that's totally different from the hand cam I had in my car, which I used for steering. Now, so Cory's about to open a box.
Yeah.
Well, you got a sealed box.
So this is a whole case. So this is, I think, 6 boxes.
8 boxes.
8-box case. So I'm just gonna be opening one out of here. So I got the whole case. But
okay.
I kept it sealed just so everyone knows that it's nothing's tampered with, nothing's going on. So
Phil and I both know that you wouldn't tamper with anything, but the audience doesn't know that.
You don't know. You can't.
Sure.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that Cory's as always, on the up and up.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little quick story, Cory.
Yeah.
Phil.
Mike.
Since it's Father's Day, I have 3 sons.
Yeah.
My 3 sons. That should be a series on TV. Oh wait, I already did that. My oldest son, Scott.
Yeah.
Big sports fan. And on my last birthday, when I turned 30. Yeah, I know. I do look good. He sent me this, and I said, "What the hell is this?" I open it up. It's a 1964 program from Fenway Park with the price on it, 15 cents. Now, why is this special? This is special because this particular program was the program used at my very first Major League game when I was 10. I was 10. And it was the most thrilling moment of my life up to that point. Later on when I dated Madonna, I had more to talk about. But at that point, I was only 10. So, and I told him about the first game I ever saw a long, long time ago, and he remembered it. And he found this program it was Minnesota Twins, Red Sox, doubleheader. Dave Moorhead against Jim Cott in Game 1. I watched Killebrew hit a home run. So did Roman Mejias and Frank Malzone in this doubleheader. It was a great game. It was a great 2 games. And I was telling him about it. Went out and we were on a long drive. And he remembered and sent me this, so I was impressed that he remembered it. Most people are impressed that I remember it. But this is the kind. You have these.
Yeah.
But you don't sell them for 15 cents.
Not anymore.
No. How much now?
Something like that's $20-$25.
Yeah, especially if it has meaning to somebody. Yeah. And I remember the tickets were $1.25 sitting in the right field grandstand. Everything was so cheap, just as evidenced by the fact that this is 15 cents. But when you find something that means something to somebody in their memory bank, it has more value to them. Yeah. And for you to procure them, like you have pieces of the left field screen. I have a piece of that hanging in my basement. And it's framed. It's nice. This is an original left field screen from Fenway Park. That was good thinking on your part to grab that, cut it up, and make it into memorabilia for people.
Yeah, see, I got that right before this, MLB got involved with getting every baseball, every bat, every uniform that a player uses during the course of a game. And they had this whole net. It was probably 1,000 feet long.
Yeah.
All rolled up, and they were taking it to the dump. And the guy called me up. He goes, Phil, would you buy this stuff? I said, yeah, I'll buy that.
Sure.
So I've been selling it for like 20 years now.
A piece of Fenway Park,
Yeah.
in your house.
Yeah.
Now, in the old days, they'd have batting practice, and then people pepper that screen and be filled with balls. It'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
It'd be like a hot tub in Greenwich Village. It was beautiful. But the thing is that some guy would climb up that ladder and empty out all the balls in the screen before the game started. That was one guy's duty, one of the Fenway people. Yeah. They climb the ladder, get the balls out of there, and then that way they knew if they hit one during the game, that's the guy's home run ball, whatever.
Okay.
But because it would be filled after batting practice. But then now with the Green Monster, with the Monster seats, that never happens anymore. There's people up there during batting practice, catching them and keeping them.
I'm stunned that nobody has fallen over the Green Monster onto
Yet.
the field. I swore like that first year that someone's going over.
Right.
They're drinking, balls are getting shot up there, that someone's going to lean over. Because you can fall right over that easy.
Yeah. And then they put a plaque there, John Smith. His life was great until the last 37 feet. Splat. With the things we talk about on this program. Phil Castinetti, Cory, you're going to open a box?
Yep. I'm going to
He's
start
going to get.
right now,
We're going to keep our eyes on him, and we're going to keep the camera on him.
Start the
while
random.
Phil and I continue to yak here a little bit. Phil Castinetti, of course, is the owner and the founder of Sportsworld-USA.com and the brick and mortar store as well in.
Yep, Route 1 South
Route
in
1
Saugus,
Saugus.
87 Broadway. And,
Yep.
we've been there, almost 35 years total, but from Everett to Route 1 and...
Yeah, you had a couple little moves, but you stayed in the same basic neighborhood.
Within a mile or so.
Yeah.
And now I made the loop, and so I'm heading back south. I'm going to end up back in Everett again one of these days.
Well, you can always go home if you have to. Phil has some. I know you have some Paul Pierce pictures that are awesome, and if you go to Phil Castinetti's Facebook page, you'll be able to see those.
Yep.
Tell us about that pic.
Well, I bought out a company that went out of business that had done a private sign or a public signing with Paul Pierce back in 2006, I think it was, and I bought all the leftover stock yesterday, and we have a bunch of 8x10s by Paul Pierce, and we're selling them for $39 each right now, with him going in the Hall of Fame next year. And I know he already gets $99 when he does an appearance.
Signing,
so
yeah.
So this is the time to stock up on Paul Pierce, because they're only going to get higher.
That's right. And Paul Pierce, of course, one of the greats. His number be hanging there and be in the Hall of Fame. And he's nothing not to like about Paul Pierce. And that's a really good deal to get an autograph. Basketball Hall of Famer, in general, but Paul Pierce in particular, for people who are...
Yeah, and I mean, the other two guys, the other of that new big three, Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, are almost impossible. Garnett signs nothing.
Didn't you tell me, was it you that told me, or somebody did, that Kevin Garnett doesn't even write his name, or he just writes the number 5 and circles it?
Sometimes he does a 5, sometimes just a K in a line, and that's it, and if you can even get him to sign.
See, that's...
I mean, he's tough.
I don't know if I would want a K signed by,
or a 5. I mean, you get team basketballs with all these players. There's a number 5.
Yeah, that's. There's a possibility maybe he can't spell Garnett, right? Isn't that possible?
I think you'd learn with all those big paychecks.
By the time you're 20, you got to know your own name.
Yeah, I would think.
But KG is now. What about Ray Allen?
Ray Allen's a good guy, but another one. He gets, he doesn't really do the signing. They make so much money that they don't need to do these things anymore.
Right.
And now, especially with the virus going on, there's going to be, you're not going to see a signing for a long time to come.
Yeah.
Private maybe, but no public.
They don't need to augment their salaries by doing signings.
No, and years ago they needed to.
But you think that just as a professional courtesy, as a salute to their fans, it's a lot. There's still time during the year they have nothing else to do. They got to have some free time, these guys. That they would do some signings just to satiate the desires of their fan base, right?
It's so sad, especially like with Tom Brady. He does that one signing a year, and he's over $1,000 an autograph right now. You'd think that he would just come out one of these days and do 1,000 autographs and just First 1,000 people
Yeah.
get an autograph.
Because he doesn't need
give
the
a
money.
little back. No,
Yeah.
why does he need the money for? But
Right. Somebody along the way has to tell these guys, well, it's not worth it unless you get this amount of, you got to get more than this guy over here gets.
Well, that's the thing. They want to get more than the next guy. Like that started back with Mantle and Ted Williams and
Big card.
What'd you
guys.
get?
Bo Bichette, Finest Moments autograph, orange.
That's Dante
that's
Bichette's
Bo
kid.
Bichette, number to 25.
Yeah, good one. Huh? And
The Blue Jays.
He's got it right on camera. Look at how he puts it on camera, and it shows up right in front of us down here. That's a beautiful setup you got there, Ben.
Toronto, 27. That is for Sean. There you go, Sean.
Now, I hear that Dante Bichette signs his autograph, and it makes it just in the shape of a monobrow, just a unibrow. He just goes like this.
They all do.
Dante with that eyebrow that he had going. Now, he was with the Red Sox briefly, but I remember I had you remember Kristen Mastriani?
Oh, yeah, I knew her well.
Yeah, she's very nice. She came on my television show, and it was called Sportsworld.
Here we go again.
So Kristen's on there, and she was at that point announcing that she was going to try to go into the world of sports broadcasting. She had won Miss Massachusetts or something. I don't know. So she's sitting next to me, and I said, well, why don't you do the highlights and see how you do at sports broadcasting? So we gave her a list of the shots on the videotape and was going to have her do the sports highlights. And the second one she comes to, she says, poor thing, I felt bad because she's just brand new. She goes, then in the second inning, a double by Dante Bichetti. She called him Dante Bichetti, and I'm like, oh, no. Well, she quickly obviously learned his real name was Bichette, but I never forgave myself for letting that happen to her because she was a lovely, lovely woman and very nice. Of course, I've made a couple mistakes on the air in my day. Couple.
That's hard to believe.
When I was on Channel 3 in Hartford, I was watching, it was Paul, who's the golfer? Bob Tway? He's a golfer. The year before, he had won one of the tournaments, and they were because it was rained out, they were showing highlights from last year's tournament. So I'm doing the sports. I write down, Bob Tway again this year. I saw him win it at the end. I said, Bob Tway won it again this year. No, it was a replay of last year. Oh, I got written up in Golf Magazine for being an idiot. So, yeah, even someone like me can make a mistake now and then. What's this big picture here, Phil? Let me hold the bat. Anyway,
no, I'm keeping that away from you.
Oh, come on, man.
So this picture is a photo that I did. I worked on it for probably 5 or 6 years, getting the 1970 Bruins to sign it. Every single one of them that was alive at the time, including Milt Schmidt and Johnny McKenzie's on there, Ron Murphy, and I all had
Phil Esposito.
Yeah, Bob Orr. Everybody's on there.
Yeah, that's a good one there. Jerry Cheevers, Cheesy. I love Cheesy. Pie McKenzie. That's a really, really good because you got them all.
I got everybody, and I went to, I knew most of those guys, so I would travel and go to their houses, or they'd come to my store, and every single one of them signed it with their number. Like Milt Schmidt signed GM, Harry Sinden signed coach, and even guys Nick Beverly, Bill Lazouk, guys that only played a short time that year. So that's one of the nicest pieces I ever did. And
it's the 69-70 Bruins. Yeah. It's the most classic team you can think of.
And you can read their autographs.
And there were only 50 total that were ever done.
50 total, and that's the last one.
That's the last one. How much you want for it?
That's $1,000 we sell them.
All right.
You $9.99.
You take Bank of Iraq travelers checks? No, that's great. That's is a nice one.
Beautiful.
Somebody should grab onto this. Contact Phil at sportsworld-usa.com or just call the store. What's the store number?
781-233-7222.
Great number, by the way. That's a great number. How's your boy Cory doing over there?
Doing good. Got a couple more nice ones. We got Max Scherzer, number to 250, and then Ronald Acuna, number to 50.
He's a player.
Wow. Acuna. Hold that up to your little camera there. That's a nice one there. Look at that. See, this is what makes this box opening procedure fun, is that you're the stuff you're looking for like that. I mean, yeah, the other cards are great. It's all fun, and I used to love opening packs of cards at any age, but it's the special cards that jump out at you that people are longing for.
Brown auto. He's a rookie for Oakland.
Signed.
Yeah, on card. rookie refractor auto.
See, a lot of them now, they'll sign little pieces of like paper, not paper, but
it's like a little clear sticker.
Yeah.
Like a translucent sticker. They'll sign that, and then they'll take the sticker and stick it on the card.
I see.
So he never actually touched this card. He did. He actually held the card and signed it in person. But he could just get a sheet of, say, 50 to 300, just these little stickers, and they sign the stickers, then they produce a card and put it right on there. It's crazy how they do it now.
Man, it's a whole different world, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is.
What's the first autograph you ever got as a fan? How's that for trying to pull something out of your memory? The man of a million autographs, and I'm going to ask him his very first sports guy that signed for you.
Geez, that's a tough one. I remember bumping into Nick Bonaconti in an elevator in Boston. I was with my parents. I was probably like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I just they had bought me a pack of football cards, and the Nick Bonaconti card was in there, and I had them in my hand. We got in this elevator. Nick Bonaconti came on, and it was like such a coincidence.
That's such karma.
I had, a pack of like five cards, and one of them was him, and he signed the card for me.
Great.
And
Nick Bonaconti, of course, was a middle linebacker, and he was not tall. He was like 5'10" or 11.
He wasn't a big guy at all.
So one of his coaches said to him, I don't remember which one. It's a long time ago. Might have been Shula. Who knows? Nick, you could put a hole through a brick wall, but it would be a small hole. Isn't that great?
Yeah,
Nick Bonaconti. How about you, Cory? Who's the first guy signed for you? Because you've met everybody, too, because having your dad in the business.
Who do you think it was? Ruiz?
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, we got pictures with him getting stuff when he was just a baby with Don Zimmer and Johnny
Before
Ruiz.
He could even say goo goo dada, he was asking somebody to sign something.
I got a picture with Zim holding him in his little, he was probably 2 months old.
Don Zimmer. Who had more hair, you or Zimmer at the time?
He did. But I got him a nice ball. I was friends with George Steinbrenner, and I was in the office one day just a few months after Cory was born, and I had him sign a ball to Cory.
Oh, that's funny.
He was the best.
Now, there are some side benefits to being Phil Castinetti's kid. I don't think there's any question about that, right? Yeah. My first autograph of a Major League ball player was actually two of them at the same time in Manchester, Connecticut. It was a sports night put on by the Masonic Temple or something, and they charged admission. Everybody come in and listen to these two guys speak. They had one Yankee, one Red Sox.
Yeah.
Dick Raditz, the monster, first big leaguer I ever met. And along with him was Jim Bouton, also speaking that night at the same time. So I got a program somewhere in my collection of, sports night, and both of them signed it. Jim Bouton just passed away not too long ago, and Raditz, of course, passed away in 2005. But I vividly remember those. You remember those moments because it's like you're a kid. Hi, this guy plays in the big leagues, and it's crazy, but it's huge. And to this day, it's a big moment when you meet your first big leaguer or your first professional athlete of any kind. How we doing over there? You all done?
Yeah, I'm just gonna check any sales on this card and see what it's at. So
okay, Cory's.
These are new. These just came out this week. So
this brand,
Topps
this
finest,
came out yesterday or 2 days ago.
And you still got the rest of the case.
Yeah.
Can you bring it next? Can I open a pack next week?
Yeah.
Just one pack. Yeah. I don't want to ruin it for you, but
worries,
I just want to open a pack, see if I get anybody good. Maybe I'll get Bill Freehan. By the way, Bill Freehan led the major leagues in getting hit by a pitch in 1967. He was the Tiger catcher.
Yeah.
Big, strong guy, number 11, Bill Freehan. He got hit 19 times in 1967. Jim Lonborg led the majors in hitting batters. He hit 19 batters, coincidentally, the same number of times Bill Freehan got hit. And I meant to look it up. I think he must have hit Freehan 4 or 5 times himself. Because Lonborg didn't like you to dig in. Sal Magli taught him that.
Yeah, being such a nice guy too, it's hard to believe he was that
nicest guy. Yeah. Bill,
there's nobody nicer.
No, Jim Lonborg is with Gentleman Jim. They call him that for a reason. He's 100% nice all the time. He was my dentist for 5 years. He was my dentist, and I left one appointment there because he used to throw at guys, and he had a reputation for hitting guys. So I walk. I said, you're still drilling people, huh? He loved that. He said, just pay the bill.
Good guy, though.
No, great. One of the best.
This card's about $600.
Go! 600 clams for that one card?
Yeah. So
I'm going to open more than one pack next week.
This on the back, and then you punch in a code, and then they'll ship you this card. Because, the player hasn't signed. It's Bo Bichette. So he's like one of the big rookies for Toronto. He hasn't signed him yet. So they put this in, and then once he signs them, they'll ship it out to you within a couple weeks or so.
It's a promissory note.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, though.
It's great, though. I love that.
$600 card.
Yeah. So Phil Castinetti, sportsworld-usa.com is the website. Sportsworld, the store in Saugus.
87 Broadway, which is Route 1 South.
Route 1. He's got one left of these 1970 autographed Bruins. This is an amazing piece. He's got the Ted Williams bat.
I have another piece we're finishing up this week. I have the team picture from 1970 with them all posed on the ice.
Did they all put their teeth in?
They all had their teeth in, yep. They were all in uniform. And boy, we're doing we're working with a private signing with Bobby Orr this week, and when he signs these, he'll be completely finished.
Excellent show. I think we did an excellent show today. This is a number 2 in a series of many. And you can contact us through the Facebook page, Phil Castinetti, through the United, what's it called? United Podcast Network, UPN, up and coming. Cory's opening cards. You can join his
Sportsworld Box Breaks on Facebook. You can find us there.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I only have 3 things to plug. Planet Mikey Podcast. Google it. It's an epic. And 100.1 FM, The Pike.
What about these?
Oh, Dr. Robert Leonard?
Those are plugs.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Getting back to my roots. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week, 11 a.m. We're live because that's how we do this thing, live. Good to see you guys. Happy Father's Day,
Thank you, too, Mikey.
You too.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.